Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today I'm here with our 10th generation Honda Accord, this 2019 Honda Accord 2.0 Touring. For those of you new to the channel, we have been modifying this car for over 3 years. We have been reviewing various modifications for the car, both cosmetic as well as performance. We have installed the modifications on the car. We've tested the modifications, taken the car to the dyno to see how much horsepower, how much torque you can gain from certain modifications. I'd like to review what we've done, and in some cases just give you my feedback as to whether or not I would do it again, how things are holding up over time, and just a general sense of where we've been and where we plan on going with the car. So if you'd like to see more of our 300 wheel horsepower plus Honda Accord, simple mods, relatively inexpensive, then stay tuned. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, share the video, and if you like this video, please give it a like. One of the first things I noticed was how impressive the turbo spool up was, how it quickly spooled up in low RPMs, how much torque there was, but at the same time, with that torque came a lot of wheel spin on the OEM tires. And as such, I quickly changed those out to, unfortunately, not high performance tires, but what I consider a better all-season tire. So I installed on our optional Honda accessory rims here. So these are OEM, but they're an upgraded 19-inch rim. So the all-season tires that I upgraded from OEM are the Continental Pure Contact LS. It is definitely better than the OEM tires. But now that we've done some performance modifications, they're certainly not able to handle the horsepower and torque. We will be upgrading these very shortly to some lighter weight rims and high performance summer only tires. I also upgraded the springs. I did not go with a coilover. Given that this is the touring model, didn't want it to mess with the adaptive suspension. I like that. It is a great feature. You could definitely feel the difference. And I wanted to keep that. So I went with Eibach springs. They ride really well. It definitely stiffened things up. Next upgrade was the Eibach rear sway bar. I did not do the front sway bar. For a front wheel drive car, if you're looking to reduce understeer, make it a little bit more neutral, you would increase the stiffness of the rear bar, and that's what I did. Definitely noticed a difference, tied things up well. It definitely makes the car a little bit more planted. I did go through a couple. As you can see here, I don't have one on the car as of now. We had recently moved, and the driveway, while not too steep, the gutter at the end of the driveway does have a significant lip on it, which even without a spoiler, I do catch the front on occasionally. So I think any spoiler I put on here would be short-lived. With that said, if you're looking to install one, relatively easy install, just make sure you use bolts or self-tapping screws. Do not just use the double-sided tape. It will not last for long. And the rear Decklid spoiler or trunk spoiler, I really like mine. It is subtle. It's not in your face. The little bit of black is a nice contrast with the rest of the car. As you can see, it's all black and white. The install did have you drill some holes, but if you follow the directions and use the template, no issues. It did come with upgraded trunk struts, but I did not install them, and I certainly haven't felt a need to. I did buy the accessory upgraded, the black chrome. And if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't buy that. That chrome is so hard to keep clean. I instead might opt for the covers, or personally, I would probably even go with vinyl wrapping. It'd be much cheaper. With that said, I did vinyl wrap the H emblem in the front. It's a cheap way to make some nice cosmetic changes to your car. This, although it was a little tedious, it has surprisingly held up really, really well. We also blacked out the 2.0 Touring and the Honda emblem in the back, as well as the Accord emblem up top. And we use Plasti Dip. You'd use Plasti, you could use Hyper Dip. Stuff's a little messy, but it also cleans up fine. This also has held up really well. No peeling, nothing to complain about. I think it looks great. Love the accent. So if you're looking for a cheaper way to change those where you don't have to remove them and replace them with, you know, rather expensive emblems that you buy on eBay or elsewhere, Plasti Dip is the way to go. We did the blackout for all of the chrome on the windows. So you can see here, as well as the lower chrome. So we went along there, we jumped over in the back here, and we removed that chrome with vinyl wrap. So all of this is vinyl. Easy to install. I'm really happy with this color. One thing here in Colorado, our water is so hard and you definitely get water spots. I did apply a ceramic coating. I didn't pay the outrageous sums of money that a lot of places charge. I did buy some CQ quartz, did it myself. It is a lot of work. So I get it now more so than before, why it costs so much. There's a lot of work to do some paint correction, which I didn't have to do a lot of, but just time involved. I've never been someone who's really big on window tints. I don't have a problem with it, but this is actually the first car second car that I quickly sought to tint the windows. One, I think it looks great with the black and white scheme, but more importantly, here in Colorado, it is sunny all the time, which is great, but I did notice on a couple trips, first moving out here, that it gets hot in the car. Man, if the sun is coming in and it's on your bare skin, you could feel it burning. So I did get the windows tinted and it has helped so much. I'm so happy with it. So let's look inside the car. What have we done? Nothing. We haven't done anything in the car. We spent a lot of time testing out various air intakes. And if you haven't seen that video series, please take a look. We've gone through panel filters with the OEM box. We then went through the AFE Takeda. We did the PRL, which you can see here, the Mishimoto, and the results might surprise you. So if you're in the market for upgrading the air intake on your Honda Accord, take a look at that video series. So as you can see, we do have the PRL high volume air intake, the version 1. Personally, I don't think the version 2 is going to give you much of a difference. What's not visible here is that we did install a KTuner. That is a huge modification if you are looking to add horsepower to your car. We tested the KTuner Stage 2 on the Dyno, see how much horsepower it delivered. Great, significant improvement. You can definitely feel it. What we also did was upgrade from the KTuner Stage 2 to the Phearable Stage 3. And yes, it costs a little bit more, but you will get more out of it than the Stage 2, not just from a horsepower torque perspective. but also it's smoother. It's a much smoother tune than the KTuner Stage 2. And by no means am I saying that there's anything wrong with the KTuner Stage 2. We've also installed the Mishimoto Intercooler. So I did buy both the Mishimoto and the PRL, did a side-by-side comparison. At the end of the day, you know what? Any intercooler upgrade compared to stock is going to be helpful. It's going to be beneficial. I liked, and you should go check out the video, I liked the Mishimoto. Thought the size, the fit and finish, etc. was a little bit better than the PRL. So this is a catted downpipe. We installed this, which is very time consuming, and we put it on the dyno. And I can't say that I was super impressed with the dyno results. Those 4 power mods put me a little over the 300 wheel horsepower mark and a little over 350 foot-pounds of torque. Huge torque increase. Now, if you want to do that a little bit cheaper, I think you can get almost there, very close to being there, simply with the Phearable Stage 3 and the intercooler. You don't need the air intake. You don't need the downpipe. We also have the Mishimoto Catch Can. Easy install. You can buy this at College Hills Honda, which I've bought several of my OEM pieces from. But I think it looks great. I mean, you pop that hood, that red really stands out. I've also showed you how to replace the OEM air filter and the cabin air filter. Both components that Honda will charge an arm and a leg to replace, and you can buy the parts super cheap on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can do this yourself, each one in like 10 minutes. Perform an oil change. Another easy maintenance that you can do yourself, assuming you have the right equipment, and I identify what you need to do an oil change on your own. So what's next for our Honda Accord? Because we have so much horsepower and torque and the tires just spin. So yes, we have the increase in horsepower and torque, but 0 to 60 times have not improved because you just spin your tires from a dig. Feels great once you're going from a roll, maybe 20, 30 miles per hour. Even then you'll get some tire slippage, but from a dig, not good at all. I want to improve our 0 to 60 times. I want to improve our quarter mile times. So with that, we will be upgrading our rims to a lightweight rim. Actually, I already have them on order. Just going to take some time for them to be delivered, and we're going to upgrade the tires to something much, much stickier. I'm going to go with a summer only tire. We are going to install the PRL Flex Fuel Kit. So I already have the kit. We'll install that. We're going to test that on the dyno, both with the KTuner Stage, the KTuner Flex Fuel Tune, and then I will upgrade that to the Phearable Stage 4, and we'll see the difference. And then I think after that, I'll have some fun doing some 0 to 60 runs. We'll try to tie that into some quarter mile track time, but I'd like to go back and do a little bit more cosmetics on the car, maybe carbon fiber roof, maybe a new hood. This engine gets hot with this turbo. There's a lot of heat in here, a lot of heat soak that can happen. I'd love to be able to upgrade the hood to something that's vented that can really pull out some of that heat. But with all that said, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Both performance and cosmetic. What do you think we should do with the car in the near future? With that said, I think we're done for today. Thank you very much for joining, and until next time.